Singh. I'm a film and TV director. It took me a long time to get to like this state of fashion. I think I went through a lot of phases. If you see the page, a lot of my outfit of the days have a lot of art in the background, or they're video style, or like they're animated. So I try to bring all of my strengths together. One of my goals, dreams in life, whether it's realistic or not, I don't really care, is to get an Oscar for directing and be the first female to get an Oscar for directing, and hopefully be the youngest person.
Hey Ravjot, would you mind to tell us more about yourself? What are you into in this industry of fashion?
My name is Ravjot Singh. I'm a film and TV director. I'm into fashion. I've been into fashion for a long time. Actually, one of the reasons I'm in film is because you get to kind of incorporate fashion into film. So I think they kind of go hand in hand. And just as an artist, I think fashion is very expressive. I think it's a very underrated form of art. It's basically like painting yourself up to be whatever you want. So that's exactly why I'm into fashion.
As an influencer, what is inspire you, and how did you come to this point? How did you come with this kind of style?
That's a good question. It took me a long time to get to like this state of fashion. I think I went through a lot of phases. Like there was a time when I would only dress like Japanese anime characters for a long time. There was a time when I would only dress in like floral things. Now I think finally my style is really inspired by, I think, who I am learning that I am over time. And I think I've been really drawn to like this like darker, like cyberpunk type of fashions recently. But I really like current day fashions too. That like all the bloggers do. So I really like the whole neon looks and everything that's going on. So
that's true.
I try to incorporate like a little bit of everything, I guess.
Right. So as you mentioned before, you are a producer, you are a filmmaker, you also directing the TV shows called The Vibes. You are a woman who worked behind the scene. What encouraged you to stand out and stay fashionable?
It's so interesting because I think because a lot of the film directors and producers and writers are usually men, usually older men, that they're not really looked at like through the actresses are asked about their fashion all the time. Right now, like I'm a young woman, so I like to incorporate both my professional career, of course, as a director with my fashion. And I don't think one stops the other one. Like, yes. I think you can have both at the same time. And I think the more women, especially, or younger people in general, fashionable guys too, I think the more younger people that get into producing and directing and writing, I think the more focus will come onto them the same way actors and actresses are focused on with their fashion.
Right. So what do you want to represent? Meaning when people click on your IG or see you in person, what the first impression that you want to deliver to them?
It's interesting. I'm always juggling with this. I want to be seen as both, myself professionally. So I want people to see my films or shows or animations. But I also feel like I need a place to be myself. I'm too young to just like brand myself as like just a professional and that's all I do and that's all you see. So to me, my Instagram is more, who I am directly as a human being, even beyond any of my professional stuff, beyond the art. I just want the Instagram to be exactly who I am, which is, a combination of like a fashionista and an artist and a graphic designer and an animator. And I think I try to do the most that I can to kind of blend everything together. So that's kind of why I've been doing more graphic design work over my fashion looks. So if you see the page, a lot of my outfit of the days have a lot of art in the background, or they're video style, or like they're animated. So I try to bring all of my strengths together.
Yeah, so like your recent IG, I mean, like you have that kind of creativity within your style and then the background, all of that, so it's mixed up. I think it's really great idea because like nowadays, like we have this kind of pandemic where people didn't know what they have to do with
creating a new content and stuff like that. So what do you do in this pandemic? Do you also like creating something similar?
Gosh, it's hard. First off, it was a really big shock to like adjust. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Now with all of this free time, I feel like people are able to explore more things artistically. Me as well, I'm able to put more time into my graphic design. Hopefully I've gotten better, because now instead of rushing it in like 30 minutes or so, I can take like an hour for like one photo or something. I've been focusing on making, of course, like the professional stuff aside, just in terms of fashion, I've been focusing on making more fashion videos. They take a lot more time. You have to edit them and put on like all of these cool effects. So they take a lot more time, and I'm not usually able to do that, I guess, like on a daily basis. But yeah, now that I have the time, I mean, that's just how I'm managing. It's like day by day, like what can you do that's interesting? I will say, I'm sure you agree, I've run out of places in my house and like my backyard to take photos. Like, you guys have seen everything. Yeah.
I'm running out of idea, like what should I post like recently, or just call back like old picture, post it again, or like do editing instead increase my skill of that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm trying to just think of like, I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of walls in my house to shoot. I feel like everybody's seen everything. I'm just trying to, I mean, I'm lucky. I live in the Boston area, so I get to at least go outside, and there's places where nobody else is, and you can kind of film things in nature, kind of sometimes. So, you know, we have a little advantage.
That's true. How about your current project? Do you have any current projects like going on or something like that?
I am very glad you asked. We have two. Before the whole COVID situation started, I have two big ones coming out soon. So one of them is a Bollywood music video called Baat Laga Dungi. I just directed it, and actually it featured a lot of the Bostonian fashionistas.
Wow.
So you'll notice a lot of like people that we're all familiar with that have been featured on the OOTD Bostonian page as well. So I got them involved. It's a Bollywood music video, and it has like a very grungy, I guess, edgy kind of gangster K-pop vibe. I know it's difficult to explain, but I'm very excited for everybody to see it, and it will be released as soon as lockdown is over in India. India is on lockdown just like us, so Bollywood is also not doing anything. Yeah. My second project is, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's so excited to see like what's coming up next for your project. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it feels weird to just sit there with like something that's finished and like not have anywhere to put it. But as soon as this is all over and people are like in party mode, I think it'll be a really fun song for everybody to like get back into the zone with. My second project is a feature film that I've directed. It's called Comas, and it is currently in post-production, so we're editing it right now. Luckily, I mean, we have a lot of time to spend on it during this COVID situation. So hopefully by the time this is up, I'll have both the Bollywood music video and a film for you guys to watch.
That's really great project. I mean, I cannot wait to watch them. Cannot wait to see. How about your favorite place in Boston? Do you have something in your mind, like when this pandemic is over, what the first thing you wanna do in Boston? Like what kind of restaurant you wanna visit? Something
I actually, first off, I have to thank you guys for giving me so many new places to look at because of your small business series. I now have like a whole bunch of places that I want to visit, but I think the biggest one for me is I was a huge fan of Encore before it closed down. It's like Instagram wonderland. So I think the first place that I'm going to visit, if it reopens, which hopefully it does, is definitely Encore. There's a lot of cool places in there, like Mystique. It shut down before I got to visit all of the restaurants and like see everything inside. So I hope this time I will not take it for granted. I'm gonna see the whole thing inside and out.
It's time to make a list, like which one you want to go first every week.
I know.
You have it. How about like as a blogger, as an influencer, you have like this kind of spot to take a picture? Which area in Boston do you love?
Ooh, that's a good one. You know, one really good place that I don't get to go to enough, in my opinion, is the Prudential Center. So that whole complex is
Yeah.
so good. It gives you like almost like a high-end New York City, Manhattan type of feeling, but it's right in Boston and people never know the difference really. Another place, I think there's a lot of natural places. Like there's this beach in Ipswich, Massachusetts. It's called Crane Beach, and it looks like Hawaii. Like if you didn't post the location, everybody would believe that you're in Hawaii. Wow. So I have a whole bunch of tricks on like which places to go to, especially like natural places, like scenic areas that look like they're not in Massachusetts. So I think those are my absolute favorite spots.
That's really a nice place. I mean, okay, I'm gonna do the beach one. I think it's gonna be a great spot for me.
It looks exactly like it. Trust me, no one will ever notice.
I'm gonna make it on list for sure.
Okay.
So how about your plan? What you wanna do in 3 to 5 years? I mean, what goals you wanna accomplish?
So I think definitely I want to keep going forward with my films. One of my goals, dreams in life, whether it's realistic or not, I don't really care, is to get an Oscar for directing and be the first female to get an Oscar for directing, and hopefully be the youngest person. Right now, I believe the person who has it is Damien Chazelle, and I have a couple of years left before the record is over. So I'm gonna try very hard, and if not, I mean, at least I'll make some good films and good art in the process. Yeah, exactly.
You never know, like 3 to 5 years, you gonna get it, or you can get it after that. It's fine as long as you try. You never know.
Even if I don't, that's totally fine. Right now, I'm really happy with the way that my art is coming out, whether it's in fashion or photography or filming. I'm just really happy, honestly, with the content that I've been making recently. So whether I achieve this ridiculous goal is kind of beyond the point, because I'm just like really in a good place with it.
That's true. You have a lot of things to do, a lot of things on the plate, but I think you will make it. How about
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we have a lot of like influencer coming up. I mean, the new influencer right now in Boston. What do you wanna say? Is there anything you wanna like say to them, like how they wanna like growing their audience, how they wanna like, because sometimes like people just see what the the influencer right now, they just follow their style, but they forget about themselves. Sometimes it just you losing yourself. It's not a good thing as well. So what do you want to say to them? Because you've been in this industry like for a long time. I know like we've been now like 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah. I know. I think I've known you guys for like at least 3.
Yeah, at least year. It's a
oh my gosh
journey for us. I mean, there's a lot of coming up new people. Yeah, what do you want to say to them?
I think there's a lot. I mean, I think you touched on something important, which is like authenticity. I know a lot of people like use this word frequently, but I don't think a lot of people understand like what it really means. Just like people are smart. They can see through someone who isn't being themselves. It's so easy to see when there's no passion behind something. And I think when you have passion behind whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be blogging either. It could be anything. I think it's very obvious, and it has like this magnetic like attraction that attracts audiences. I think that's a big part. And then secondly, I think people don't put enough emphasis on just being kind and giving back to other influencers the same way you want them to give back to you. So I think one of the biggest ways right now is to genuinely meet or make friendships with or engage a lot in like a good, meaningful way. with other influencers, and then they do the same for you, and it's like this wonderful like mutual relationship. But if you're only like focused on yourself and you don't support other bloggers or influencers, then you're probably not going to get much traction easily.
That's true. So it's have to be like you have to support one another instead of just focus on yourself also, and then build your authentically fits, and then just stay true to yourself, because it's hard if you just wanna see something that someone wanna see you, instead you're losing yourself, and that's all over. I mean, you're not gonna like get to the point that you wanna reach.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like I said, like before, I think OOTD Bostonian does a really good job of being like a good medium between like influencers to influencer, or influencer to organization or event, because you guys create like a really positive space of just connectivity. So I think that really helps.
Thank you so much. Because like right now, actually, we also have like, there's a lot of platforms similar to us, and then that's point that we have to like make something that have different to others, like what kind of because right now the business also have like very hard, the designer, local businesses. I mean, everything's because of this pandemic has very bad result for their sales and something like that. And also the influencer as well, why we don't just mix everything together, because that's what our vision, our mission from the first time, like we want to collaborate all of them together so we can build like a local community that can support each other. That's what our goals is. So yeah, I think
you've done a great job with that too. A lot of the influencers, not even influencers, like some of my closest friends now are people that I met through your first event. I still remember that. Yeah. So it's not even just about like influencer to influencer. It's like people are like becoming friends, and it was because of your event that they found something in common. So I think it's a really wonderful platform that you're using here.
Thank you so much for your time. I think it's really great. Yeah, great time. Like you share what things that you have done, and then your next project. I'm very excited to watch it. Cannot wait the result. So, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that you took this time and you chose me. That means a lot. And I appreciate all of your guys' support. And like I said, like your platform has literally helped me become so connected to like all of the influencers in the Boston area. So I truly, truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Right. Thank you. Bye.